there's not enough unity in our industry because everybody's so fucking cutthroat.
Yeah.
You know, they want to focus on stepping on each other's throats as opposed to working together against the same common enemies that we all have. Like, it's like, why are we worried about what the other guy's selling or what material or whatever? You know, that's what they want us to do. And because of that, the insurance companies are winning. Well, hey man, I know you think that your insurance company cares about you. Believe me, you do. We like our agent. We've had the same agent for like 10 years. I'm not going to mention her by name. Great lady. Sends birthday cards and everything. Yep. If hail hits my house, you don't think I'm fucking filing a claim? You're nuts. You're nuts.
This guy, this is the CEO for this big insurance company. And every time I negotiate a claim for a policyholder and I get it approved, so just a little background. This CEO makes $80 million a year in bonuses. $80 million, right? That is disgusting.
Bonuses.
That's crazy.
In bonuses. This is not even his base salary, that's right? Crazy. So every time I was getting stuff approved, I would always like, hey, look in his eyes and say, I took a little bit of that bonus. The difference between a contractor and also a public adjuster, right? Us as public adjusters, what we can do is we can negotiate price. Our job is to maximize the claim for the policyholders, right?
Oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. You are now tuned in to the best roofing podcast in the world. The Roof Trollz.
Roof Trollz, baby, we're back. I got a lady looking in the window. Oh, that was one of the ones that was on the recent podcast, Mother's Guns Drunk Driving. I think she's going around to the side door. You're good. Yeah, so Roof Trollz, guys, proud to be back. Another fun episode. And we had Cortes on here on a previous episode to talk about national adjusters. And let's just dive into that real quick. So, full disclosure, that was more like a third degree with you. We were like kind of grilling you.
Yeah. And
it was like questions and shit because we didn't know what the hell we were doing on the podcast. I had no clue. And we tell people whenever I promote Roof Trollz, I'm always like, just ignore the first 4 or 5 episodes because they're so shit. First episode's cool, but it's only cool because we were starting this. Like, the first 4 or 5 episodes, they really suck. The editing's great. Spark Raw, shout out. Editing's wonderful, but we really didn't know what we were doing. And I definitely didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was like, podcast, cool. You know, I like to talk. Let's roll with it. But we just did that wrong. It was just a million questions about shit that people didn't give a fuck about. So now that we have a better grasp, I was like, fuck it. Let's get everybody on here that, you know, we talk about, because we talk about you, Josh, on the last time you were on. So I got some fun guests. We're going to introduce them right now. But I just wanted to touch base at, like, the first Roof Trollz podcast with national adjusters sucked. And now we're gonna kick it up now. So let's introduce everybody. Let's start with Grah Daddy. Introduce yourself, brother.
My name is Josh Grah, and I work with Mr. Cortes here at National Adjusters and Amanda, and I run the adjustments for you guys and meet with the insurance adjusters.
Beautiful, not just for us, for a lot of we're going to dive into that.
For 12 different contractors.
Woo!
We're working with,
I love that.
in multiple states, yeah.
I love that. And then
Michael Cortes, president / owner of National Adjusters. On the first podcast, it kind of sucked, but I think we're going to have a lot more fun this podcast.
I'm Amanda Vavrek, and I'm one of the owners at Nationals. I have a team of 5 people underneath me right now. We're expected to grow. We do collections, schedule the adjustments for Josh, and it's a good time.
Awesome. And, you know, Amanda might be one of my favorite guests of all time because those that don't know the relationship, Amanda is my fiancée, and we have a beautiful child together. And I'm very excited to finally get you on the Roof Trollz, which I talk about a lot at home. And I watch and listen myself, so I always try to get her to do it.
And our daughter watches it.
Yeah, she does. Aria loves it. Yeah, so I'm really excited for your Roof Trollz debut, and I think that hopefully we'll do many more to come. I'm so excited. But yeah, so Nationals is doing big dog shit. So we've grown, and everybody knows the Roman story. And if you don't know the Roman story, I'm sure you've seen this mug several times on Facebook explaining it. So it's not hard to find. It's pretty public knowledge. And we didn't design Roof Trollz to discuss Roman's roofing with every single person. Now, when we have contractors on, maybe. But we're gonna dive into the fun shit. So you guys essentially actually do all the hard stuff. I know my contractors that are listening right now are like, fuck you, dude. We do the build. We take on all the risk. Man, shut your ass up. There ain't no job if we don't have the public adjuster for the hard cases, you know, for these insurance companies that are coming out here and really sticking it to us left and right. And they're not all bad. We know that. We've had that conversation. But I'm talking about the ones that are our usual suspects. So we have these carriers that are denying claims and fighting us tooth and nail on obvious damage. And that's where you guys kind of come in. So you guys want to take us through what exactly you guys are providing for some of the contractors, and not just this area, maybe touch base on where all the operations are and kind of like promote yourselves, man. How are you guys helping contractors get to that next level? Like what avenues do you guys provide for them that they may otherwise not have access to? For sure.
So the beautiful part about National is that we create relationships with contractors where they refer us, you know, their their customers, right? So what we do is we create relationships with contractors in 5 states currently. We've actually just opened up this year for Tennessee and Minnesota. We have a couple contractors that, you know, had a tough time last year, especially with the insurance company, navigating the insurance world, right? So our job as a public adjuster is to represent the policyholder with insurance claims. And we do that by, you know, contractors referring that work to us, like Romans, you know, has done. I actually worked with Elijah for, 7 years?
Yeah, it's been, 3 companies, right?
3 companies, yes.
Yeah.
So, like, we've worked together really well, and the vision with National Adjusters was to help homeowners, you know, get their insurance approved through the insurance or siding or whatnot, water, fire claims. But by the help of Romans, you know, their workmanship and their quality of work, we're able to, you know, refer back, you know, these homeowners back.
But what does this mean in layman's terms? Let's have some fun with it. What is this? You're promoting me. I don't know shit. I'm a contractor. I'm not Romans. I'm just some average contractor trying to make a buck, and the insurance has been sticking it to me for the last 6 months, and I just now heard about public adjusting. I just heard, hey man, go down to National. Nationals is like making shit happen. They'll help you with these claims, dude. They won't be able to say no. I'm like, what the hell does that even mean? So like, I'm coming to you now and I'm like, hey man, I heard you're the president of Nationals. What is it that you guys can do? Like, how can you help me?
So obviously every contractor, you know, we have Romans that does door knocking. So what happens is they let us know who, you know, they let the homeowner know who National is, right? National Adjusters. So what we do is we get a hold of the homeowner. We talk to them. We let them know through the process of how it's going to happen. We also have your guys as reps kind of prep them, right? National Adjusters is going to be handling the claim. They've helped us out a lot on insurance claims, and what we're able to help these contractors do is, you know, we leave them to do what they know best, which is construction and creating relationships with homeowners. We're there as a help for the homeowner to get stuff approved by the insurance company, right? So I think it's very important to a lot of contractors want to become like a claim negotiations with this, which is honestly the only people that can negotiate a claim is 3 people, right? The homeowner, a lawyer, or a public adjuster. That's it. So by contractors, you know, trying to negotiate claims, you can get into a gray area of what is called an UPA violation, with an unlicensed public adjusters or an adjuster's you know, issue where you can't negotiate on behalf of the homeowner. You're there to present the facts of what's damaged, and that's it.
And we touched base a little bit on that, so not to cut you off, but we touched base on that on the last podcast. And, not on the last one we just filmed, but on the one we were in. So we know the laws and regulations. So in Illinois, it's kind of like fairy tale land almost. You know, it's its own entity because you're allowed to be a public adjuster and a contractor. So you got a bunch of guys out there double dipping, and as a direct result of that, Illinois slapped them with the 10% PA fee cap. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about out there, now in Illinois, if you sign a public adjusters agreement, you are capped off at 10%. So what that means is that if you haven't been a real salesman, if you haven't developed an appropriate follow-up, if you have not communicated thoroughly with your client, you are now at risk for them leaving you for just the cost of 10%. Put that in perspective. We got a $30,000 siding and roofing claim. I'm in Illinois. I'm a homeowner. This is my claim. You're telling me that for $3,000, I could just give that to you and tell you to piss off with 27. Yeah, you're out of the job. So that's what you got to deal with now because of the saturated market and everybody taking advantage. Where in Indiana, you're not allowed to be a public adjuster and a contractor. So you have to essentially represent the contractors through the insurance claim process up to the point where we can build. And then once we're able to build, we do what we do best, right? Mm-hmm. So you're handling the majority. You oversee all this as a president. So then, Josh, you have the fun job, in my opinion. It is fun. So those who know me, it might sound a bit of a surprise. I like to argue.
A lot of fun.
So I dig that part of it. Yeah. So tell us, like, what's a day in and day out basis for you? What does it look like, start to finish? What are you doing?
So things have kind of changed a lot over the years too. The game has changed a lot. Back when we were running adjustments, say even 5 years ago, things were a lot easier on the contractor side of things. The adjusters have tightened up a lot more in the last few years, especially in Indiana. They've kind of taken almost a leaf from Illinois' book, I feel like, where they're trying to, emulate them a little bit. But so basically my day is like I go out there and I meet with these adjusters, and depending on who I'm meeting with, you get different results. So that depends on the carrier. And you know this, and I'm sure you've gone over this before in your podcast too, where it's like every carrier is different. You got good ones and you got bad ones, just like you got good lawyers and you got bad lawyers. You're going to deal with that in the world. Right now, though...
But not Jeff Semko. He's a great lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
Local lawyer, Cherryville. If you guys need help with anything Northwest Indiana, plug my man in. Jeff Semko, one of the partners here.
But we right now we're all seeing tough times in the economy. The insurance is playing on that too. They're tightening their pockets just as much because they're losing money too. Everyone is across the board. Or some of their CEOs are making more money. But we're seeing that in the field where we're not dealing with, say, necessarily professionals like we used to. We're dealing with a lot more third parties now. So like an average day for me is a lot more much different than it used to be, where I'm not meeting with somebody who is going out there and they're negotiating as much with me or talking with me. They're just someone who's taking pictures more often than not.
So let's touch on that real quick. For everybody listening that is a homeowner, for anyone who's listening that knows someone paying insurance, if you pay for homeowners insurance yourself, business insurance, what he's telling you is that after you take a claim out with legitimate damage, an actual storm that you were present for, you watched it fall, you know what happened to your home or your business, and you take this claim out, and the representative for your insurance company that's coming out on your behalf to examine if the roof has been damaged is not even affiliated with the carrier.
Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of the big ones too. I call it like Walmart syndrome, because you got this big inflated company that has too many clientele to take care of. So what do? They delegate it. And now we have a bunch of people who they just hire. They don't necessarily have the training. They might have a hack certification, which is a weekend, but that's not a whole lot of training. That's not years of experience. Whereas there used to be IAs that would come out, independent adjusters who would actually, some of these guys used to write checks on the spot. You remember that. They don't do that anymore now, and we're seeing that generally in the whole industry moving forward. And
it's not about the checks for those listening. So what he means by when we say write the check on the spot, yes, they mean actually cut a physical check for sure. But that ensures that, like, hey, man, what I said out here is bond. Like they're saying, like, hey, when we looked at the front slope and I told you that I pay for the front slope, I'll pay for the back slope. But we had disagreements on the gutters. So I'm going to leave those off for right now. But here's the first initial check. This should get everything started, order the material for the roof replacement. They're not doing that now. And the reason they're not doing that is because they're going to send it over to a desk adjuster who's never fucking laid eyes on the property once at all. And that person is going to call the homeowner and determine that they feel that based off the photos or whatever bullshit report was written, that they don't need to really look at the house now. They essentially don't have to lay eyes on it. They've determined that, hey, it's not there. Mm-hmm. Off of 18 photos. Hey, it's not there.
And
what?
Again, if it's just the homeowners doing this on their own, or just a contractor who maybe isn't experienced as like our team is, like, if you're not marking the correct stuff, this desk adjuster may have years of experience and they're looking for a reason to say no. Of course they are. That's their job. But if you have someone like us there, we're going to make sure that we're looking at things correctly. We're pointing out all the evidence that needs to be pointed out, and we're pointing out all the little variables that are going to prove that a storm hit here and that you require coverage. Whereas if you just have somebody going out there who works for, say, a third-party company, they're not going to put the due diligence in like they should. So that's kind of why more than ever you want companies that are well-versed in this business and what they're doing. They're knowledgeable and have experience, and they're not just going to show up for 10 or 15 minutes and then leave necessarily. They're going to do what they're supposed to do.
So just to touch on that too, Eli, what our team does too, before even a claim is even filed, what we do is called a notice of loss packet, which is roughly 86 pages. Some can go a little more depending on how big the property is and how much damage is on the property. But Amanda's awesome team, they go in there and they create a package which creates an exact estimate that we provide proof to the insurance company of the damaged items on the property. We have a proof of loss document, which is signed by the homeowner to let the insurance company know that there's indeed damage to the property and the amount of damage to the property. Our weather reports to show that there's a third-party weather report that shows, yes, there was hail or wind damage to this property. Pictures. We provide everything that we can to solidify the proof. And Elijah, I've created this process with the help of our team to be able to vet these files that, contractors like yourself can give us to make sure that whatever we're filing to the insurance company, we're holding the same standards as the insurance company would. So, it's awesome to see, the growth that, we've had and the growing pains, because Elijah, we've worked together for 7 years, and we've seen, companies that, sign everything and anything and just throw stuff at the wall, and just to see, refresh.
I was one of those reps. First 2 years in the business.
Yeah.
Hey, I own that shit. I would not be in the position I'm in right now if I didn't fuck up so many times in the beginning. You have to make mistakes. You have to learn from those mistakes and then do better. I didn't get on the roofs my first year. I was scared of them. I didn't do shit right. I just, sign here and let's see if we can make this happen. Lucky for me, a lot more turned out good than it did bad, but it doesn't mean I knew what the fuck I was doing. I had to later on in life learn, after the mistakes I made and the reputation I was building for myself, that, hey man, you better snap out of this or this ain't gonna be around very much longer. And like I've told everybody a million times, I fell in love with this job over one conversation, and that conversation changed my life. And I talk about that a lot. It was at the lunch, my second day ever doing this in canvassing. One of the girls that we worked with at the time, she's like some 18-year-old, was talking about how her aunt got work done through Mid-America. And I was like, well, how much did that cost? And they're like, oh, it's a deductible. I had no idea. I was canvassing. I had no fucking clue that they were selling insurance work, like actual insurance was paying for this, and it was a deductible. And I'm like, why aren't you guys like crushing it? Like, why aren't you guys like, what? What are you guys talking about? Yeah. You're essentially trading, a deductible for a ton of work, and the people are owed that because of the damage that took place in their property anyway. They're paying premiums for years and years and years. So like that little 2-minute conversation changed the trajectory of my entire life. I literally knew instantly. Instantly, I knew like, oh my God, this is it. Like this is what I've been waiting for. And later on that day, I started setting appointments. I didn't know what an on-spot was. I just created that in my head because I didn't want to wait for a sales rep. And I figured by the time they got there, I could get a neighbor, and I could probably get another neighbor, and I could probably get another neighbor, and why not? And everybody's like, well, dude, it ain't that easy. Well, what is? It's free. It's a free inspection, guys. And if the inspection pans out for them, then they're going to get taken care of. And when I was doing this, it's back in 2017. Nobody knew what public adjusting really was. No one knew what storm restoration really was. Like, you knew you could take a claim out on your own, but you thought that you had to have a hole in your house. You thought that you had to have some type of massive destruction thing in the house, and that's not how this works. So, like, once that clicked in my head, I went off to the races with it. And, the saying that we have for people when we interview them is that, welcome to the last industry you'll ever work in if you get into this. It's like, that's the truth. It may not be with us. Might be with another company, and we've had plenty of those, but that's just the name of the game. But you're never leaving this. Never.
But it's crazy how many people still have that mentality. You just brought up, where the insurance never going to pay for this. I just ran into someone who did the other day.
We fail on our end. You guys on your end and us on our end. We fail. There's not enough Marketing, there's not enough of us getting in front of the cameras and explaining to people like, listen, guys, this is what we're doing. Like, we can show proof of this. We can lay this out for you guys. There's not enough of that. There's not enough unity in our industry because everybody's so fucking cutthroat. Yeah. You know, they want to focus on stepping on each other's throats as opposed to working together against the same common enemies that we all have. Like, it's like, why are we worried about what the other guy's selling or what material or whatever? You know, that's what they want us to do. And because of that, the insurance companies are winning. The insurance companies are putting out billions and billions of dollar profit. Billions profit. And every year we have the same conversation from some idiot that tells us that the insurance companies are clamping up because they're overpaying. Billions profited. They're not overpaying. They have yet to take a hit. It has never happened. Taking less profit one year does not mean that you lost. You're not going under ever. It's profit. Shareholders are what matters. So until we start affecting them and rattling those cages, then nothing is going to change in our industry. And the only way for us to get involved in that is to shed awareness. You got to get in front of a camera and you got to explain to people, hey, man, I know you think that your insurance company cares about you. Believe me, you do. We like our agent. We've had the same agent for like 10 years. I'm not going to mention her by name. Great lady, sends birthday cards and everything. Yeah. If hail hits my house, you don't think I'm fucking filing a claim? You're nuts. You're nuts. I pay to insure my beautiful home the way it is now. If something comes and destroys my siding or damages my roof, you want me to, well, you know, they've been good to me. I get Christmas cards. Yeah, well, I don't give a shit. That's my house. That's my biggest investment. And my rates are going up regardless of if I do anything or not about it, because my neighbors are going to do something about it. And I think if we shed awareness on that and we really bring it to light, people will understand that's the name of the game, guys. Like, and this isn't complete rebuilds. And some of you guys have been making premium payments for 20 years. I'm not asking you to fork out $20,000 or $30,000 for this and not asking you to pay half of it. Like, you've already given them the money. Over 30 years of premiums that have continued to rise, you've already given them money. They are going to recycle it back as their commitment and their contract that they're obligated to do, which, by the way, we haven't even shed light on the fact that they're also investing the money that you're paying your premiums to as well with the carriers. So, like, your premium money is going to be invested and is going to profit them. The only companies in the world that can do that, they're going to take your money and invest it. And then double down their money so that Arnold Schwarzenegger can blow some shit up at halftime in the Super Bowl for them. Like, that's what they're doing. Mm-hmm. So you're never going to see Roman's Roofing on a halftime Super Bowl commercial. Be dope if we could, but I just don't think I'm ever going to have that type of money to be able to do those things. But they're doing them. And, you know, you're watching your premiums and college bowl games and stadiums and everything else be named after them. And, you know, we're just seeing the article after article after article of them just housing, you know, like just, I mean, they're printing money. They might as well be casinos at this point. And you guys are worried about the storm chasers. You know, that's what we got to break that hurdle for storm chasers. But it's our fault. At the end of the day, it's our fault. It's your fault. It's my fault. We didn't do a better job of promoting or educating people, and we really weren't like putting this up to speed like we should. We just kind of go with the motions and just do what we can because we have the same mindset. If it works for us, and we're you know, why create waves? Like, it's where, and that's what everybody thinks, but that's the wrong way of thinking. Like, we need to be willing to help the other people too, because if our industry was more professionalized, I think it'd be viewed differently. Because right now we get looked at as used car salesmen, and you guys get looked at as ambulance chasers and scumbags. Like, that's just what the titles we hold. But anyway, I want to dive in real quick what it is that you guys do, like collections wise. Can you like explain kind of the carriers that when it's coming time to do these builds? Obviously, we can't do these funds. You know, we can't do these builds up front. Like, not all of it. We have to have something. So, like, how long are you seeing that it takes to have these issued out? And like, what is your role in this, real quick?
So our role is to make sure that we get at least the first estimate, which typically comes with a payment or a first check in, and then that kind of allows the contractor to be able to help the homeowner get that build done, as long as the insurance has approved all of the items that need to be approved, you know, to get the homeowner's damage fixed in the appropriate manner. So what my team kind of does is once we find out that we have that estimate in and the payment needs to come in, we'll reach out to our homeowners, let our homeowners know, hey, you expect a check unless you already have a check. And we kind of set up a time for them to meet with somebody who will come and get that check from them, explain the endorsement process, maybe explain, hey, you're going to get a call from the contractor's rep, they're going to come over and pick out some colors with you. And my team kind of helps ensure that, the process moves along smoothly. We're calling the insurance carriers and tracking down payment information. We're reissuing checks if the, homeowners aren't getting the checks in time. And we're also closing files out, making sure that, once a job gets done, a lot of people don't realize the way that a claim works, like kind of to piggyback what you said off of homeowners not even realizing that they can file a claim for something such as hail and wind damage. A lot of times the breakdown of how the claim gets paid out can be a little bit confusing. So once the job gets complete, they will issue a depreciation payment that we kind of need to call and check up on and collect that payment to get the file closed out. So my team kind of plays a role in both the front before the contractor even takes a role in building, and then they kind of step in at the end to make sure that we're collecting all the funds and moving the file along.
So I got to say something real quick because Elijah has brought this up on many podcasts. And I just think it's honestly a great thing. And it's we go ahead 2 years from now when we started the company, or 3 years from now when we started the company. Amanda in the beginning didn't even believe in what you were doing. Let's just bring that to the table right now.
It's one of the things that, so I'm speaking at an event on April 11th, and it's a large part of my speaking because people need to know that in the beginning, you will not be supported in this industry. Not at all. Not by your wife, not by your girlfriend, not by your mom, not by your dad, not by your friends, not by any of the people that you've ever worked for. Not a damn person in your life is going to tell you to sell roofs. Not one. Not one. In fact,
scary.
It's going to be the opposite. They're going to call you a scam. They're going to shit on every company, every decision you make. Yeah. It's all trash. Always.
I can honestly say, like, I love you, baby, Val, but I can honestly say that my wife, because she understood, I explained to her, I would go on and on and on about negotiations. Mm-hmm. Elijah, I don't know if you remember when I used to be in, and I don't want to name any insurance companies, but on my wallpaper on my desk, I had a CEO that he actually mentioned about the halftime show. I would have a picture of him on my wall screen that would say, everybody would just walk by and say, "Who's that old man on your wall screen?" And I would always bring it up. Hey, this is this guy. This is the CEO for this big insurance company. And every time I negotiate a claim for a policyholder and I get it approved, So just a little background. This CEO makes $80 million a year in bonuses. $80 million, right? That is disgusting.
Bonuses.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
In bonuses. This is not even his base salary, that's right? Crazy. So every time I was getting stuff approved, I would always like, hey, look in his eyes and say, I took a little bit of that bonus. So,
I love it.
So just going back, sorry, it was a little off topic, but yeah, my wife's that was the only person, my parents, had some doubts, right? Like every parent's a little nervous about, I had my wife when we started the company, my wife was my biggest supporter, but my parents were like, are you sure you want to do this? You're sure you want to start a company and do this? You were making really good money in a 9-to-5. Like, is that seriously what you want to do? And my wife was pregnant 7 or 8 months. We had just bought a house. So it was definitely nerve-wracking, but just to kind of hear like Amanda that didn't know anything about the industry when you guys, when you had just started, and hear the stories that like didn't believe in it, like it's a scam.
Well, they hate it too. Like your partner hates it.
I didn't say it was a scam though.
No, she didn't say it was a scam. She just told me it was stupid. So
the commissions is what scared me the most, because when he first got his job as a sales rep, it was all commissions based. So that was a little intimidating because we had just had our daughter, and I wasn't working. I was still trying to finish my graduate degree.
Yeah.
And I was doing an internship, working for free.
Yeah.
And so that was like our only source of income was him. And I was very nervous about it. But it ended up being the best thing that ever happened for us. So
day one on the job, I came home and I said, the job's a fucking scam. Shit sucks. Day 2, at lunch, I have that conversation. I come home and I say, hey, there's money to be made in this. I think I'm going to do this instead of, I was going to go to Amazon at the time. I'm like, I think I'm going to do this. And she was like, no, you're not. And her family was like, no, you're not. It's stupid. I'm like, yeah, you guys are right. Next day, I called Amazon, told them I'm out. Like, I made that decision on my own. I saw it, dude. I saw it. That conversation, I didn't even need to see it. The conversation told me that you're stupid if you get out of this now. Like, you can do this. And then after that, sky was the limit. 3 months took me to move to sales. I made like 67 grand the first, like from September to December in sales, like my very first year. Then I did something that was unique and I didn't even know about it. So they call it snow banking in our industry. No clue what this was at the time. I didn't even know what on-spots were I was doing. But snow banking, for people listening that are involved in sales, is when you still sell at a seasonal job that you still sell over the wintertime. And then what happens is everything gets pushed off on hold. Obviously, we're not running adjustments with insurance companies or anything with snow on the roofs. So I'm signing like crazy because I know the first check's coming and I'm getting paid commission off those at the time. So I'm like, all right, well, in my mind, I'm like, fuck it. I don't want to stop signing ever. So like, let's just keep signing. So I would literally go to work in 3 feet of snow, get yelled at by her because I'm leaving when it's snow on the ground, still popping off signs. And then before I knew it, when spring hit, I was pretty much the most hated sales rep ever at a company that they were thriving in because every build on the spring list was mine because I worked all winter. I brought 2 people in the industry that are still in the industry to this day as canvassers underneath me, and we just pumped through, dude. I mean, we were doing 40, 50 contracts a week, just the 3 of us, and we were grinding. And because of that, I made a substantial amount of money year 2, and then year 2 at the end of it was kind of when I woke up, and then I took a whole different approach. I started to take a different approach. I was still greedy. I was still a dog trying to make a name for myself. I think by year 5, and because we're in year 8 now, is when I really started taking, all right, man, I got to be a leader. I'm getting older. These people aren't going to, they're going to leave. If they're not treated fairly. This is an industry that turns over a turnover rate at like 2 years. If the sales rep is good, you don't really retain them past that. I've been fortunate enough to have some of these guys for 5 and 6 years. I mean, Josh Grah was one of my guys for like 4 years. And I love that because like I plucked people out of shit that had no business in this industry, and I made them come over here and like begged them. I talked to Josh
2
for like
years.
Yeah, dude,
2
just
years
begging him.
Me. And I had 4 jobs, I think, and I got fired from a bartending job, and I was like, fuck it. All right, let's try it. Let's
try it. Worked out great.
I was your top salesman.
Yeah. Oh, Josh Grah's a dog on the doors.
I stole him though.
Yeah.
But...
No. What he's doing right now helps everybody a lot more, including himself, and he's very good at it. But make no mistake, that's $1 million salesman. Like, I'll stick him on doors right now, and he's going over $1 million.
That was
it's
always
happening.
The goal, though, too. Where it's like that was the difference when we were at other companies before, like the team mentality, where it's like take care of each other. Because like I was running adjustments for like the whole team anyway before. Like, we weren't working with the PA.
And we were giving away signs. Like our squad worked. Yeah, we were hand in hand with each other. Like, he's the best at this, so he's going to go do this. I'm the best at this, so I'm going to go do this. You guys are the best at this, so I'm going to go do this. Like, I had discussion about it. So Amanda would be so pissed at me. I'd come home and work till 9, 10 o'clock at night. I'd hang out with her for a little bit. She'd go to bed, and then I would pop open my computer when she's in bed, and I'm like, fuck it, let's get some work done. 3 more hours, 4 more hours into that. People don't see that shit. Then I got to wake up in the morning and pretend that I got good sleep, and then I'm ready to go because I'm the man. I have to perform. And she didn't work, and that meant a lot to me that she didn't work. So like I had to like continue to put, there's a lot of stress on you in the beginning. They don't know about it, and you don't ever expose it because you're the dude. Like that's your responsibility. You had the baby. You have the house to pay for. You're the father. Like, you need to shut the fuck up and handle your business. And that's just what society teaches us as men. So that's what I did under a lot of stress and very tired. But you just keep doing it because that's what they don't see. And then now, she wanted to get out. Full disclosure, she wanted to be like, get in the workforce and stuff like that. She was tired. She, 7 years of staying at home. It does take a toll on you.
I just already go to school and like, what am I doing?
Yeah, and you have no communication board. Yeah, no communication with the outside world. I know you wanted adult interaction, so we did that.
Well, and then got to know about national adjusters and everything like that.
Now she's more passionate about this industry than you.
Well, maybe she's pretty close. It's so funny because before it's so funny. 7 years to tell me to shut the fuck up about the job and hating me because of how happy I am to have my job. But then now I come home and I'm like, dude, shut up. Like, I don't want to hear about the job.
How's it feel?
Yeah. But that's why I like get into anything I can. I cling to it, like the Poke Dads we're doing now with Cortes and them. They got me out here buying Pokemon and shit. I'm like, because I need something like outside of this, because if I don't have it, all we'll do is talk about this nonstop. Yeah. And it can't always be about this.
My wife hates me for that too. Like I try to not as much bring work home.
It's hard, dude. It's
hard. So I actually have on our office recently that picture frame with the settlement. So I don't want to self-plug here too, but like the difference between a contractor and also a public adjuster, right? Us as public adjusters, what we can do is we can negotiate price. Our job is to maximize the claim for the policyholders, right? Regardless, we work with an Xactimate software, right? So it's fair pricing in the marketplace, right? So when earlier last week we were going over an estimate that we sent out to the insurance company, and they paid per our estimate because of our reputation, right? There's no negotiation now because they know that everything that we put on our estimate as a public adjuster, we are 100% going to do on the property, right? So that means that the contractors that we work with, and we vet the contractors that we work with, are doing quality work, right? We don't work with chucking a truck that's going to throw on a roof over another one. We make sure that the work that's being put on the property, because our name's on the contract, right? So if anything was to happen, unfortunately it doesn't, right? We make sure that the contractors are going to go back and do the right thing, and every contractor that we work with in this industry do really good work. So it's to me it's like we work with people now. Just kind of want to bring this out here. We're working with new contractors in Tennessee and Minnesota. Shout out to Chad and Scott. You guys are actually out there in Minnesota. Meeting with a couple contractors to show how we can be a tool or in their belt, right?
Better keep them out of Manny's Steakhouse. That place. We went in there. You better keep them out of there. They'll break the bank on you.
Yeah, right. So it's awesome to see how far we've grown. Just to kind of show you guys, we started off. It was Amanda, my sister, and Desi when we first started, and Josh.
Yeah.
Leslie Cortes, by the way, is his sister. Yeah, she has a name.
Yeah, Leslie, my
Shout
sister.
out Leslie.
And it was the five of us, just working our butts off, and now we've grown up to, I think by the end of this hiring season, we're gonna probably be at around 50 employees.
That's badass.
So
it's really awesome.
It's crazy growth, but it's definitely nerve wracking, going into other states that we don't really know.
I'm looking forward to it.
But I'm really looking forward to it.
Fun.
We got a really good PAs that are in both states that are going to be working with us. So really excited for that. So yeah, if any companies in Tennessee, Minnesota, we're here to assist. If any of your policyholders are getting denied, we're here to help. We'll walk you through the whole process and show you what we can do. So if there's any contractors out there, if Will or Revens can put our number on there, 219-224-3636, self-plug.
Look at him, yeah. How many self-plugs are we going to get?
Phone number in there.
Like rapid
He wants his phone number edited by my editing team. Hey, get that on here. Yeah.
Appreciate all your hard work,
Make sure the camera
guys.
zooms in just on me. It's so funny.
But,
speaking of crazy things going on right now, Josh, you got some crazy shit going on right now.
Dude,
Yes.
You got what do you got coming?
I have a daughter on the way.
Woo!
Yeah.
Let's go.
Olivia
Even though we weren't
Grah.
invited to the gender reveal.
There's gonna be a baby shower. Don't worry.
We hope so. Do we have any names?
Olivia Christine.
Oh, you are going with that 100%?
Aw,
That's
how
beautiful.
Olivia Christine
I love it.
Grah. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Where's Christine come from? Is that
Emily's middle name.
Emily's middle name? Okay,
Awesome.
I knew it. Yeah, I gave Aria mine. My mom wanted a daughter, and she put my middle name as Jade. It works with my name, but it's definitely a chick's name. But
Very feminine.
I went from being resentful for the majority of my life to later falling in love with my name and the uniqueness, which is not so unique now as a lot of Elijah's. But what's cool about it is it worked in both. So Aria. her middle name is Jade now too, so like we share that forever. So like that's awesome, cool. And it works really well with her because it worked actually with both names because we were gonna go with Skylar or Aria, so both of them actually. Yeah. Skylar Jade would have been good, manifesting another daughter. Aria Jade is really good too. So
soon,
yeah,
soon.
What?
I hope so.
Yeah. One more.
You guys need to stop.
We talk about this. Sometimes we're both like, yeah, we should do it again. And other times we're like, no, we shouldn't. We got to the point up until this year.
Our daughter's, she's about to be,
I know.
9 years old.
She's going to be 9.
We're good.
We're finally like getting on planes and going places.
Mike,
we're finally leaving the house.
With this. I'd have a little baby and stuff. Like, no.
Well, Amanda wasn't doing anything, so everybody knows like we weren't doing shit. Because like she was little. We don't have babysitters. We don't trust anybody to do it. We're psychopaths. Our only child. So like that's all we have. So like she has to be with us. But now as she's getting older, I mean, she's 9. So let's just say she's 6 years away. 15 I think is a comfortable age. We're like.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying, they're independent at that point. Like, I mean, we got to help them, but help them what? Just make sure shit's in the house for them. Like,
I don't know what you were doing at 15, but
cooking meals.
I'm going to be watching
all the time.
Like
no, I'm not talking about that. We've already talked about that on the podcast too. She's fucked.
Yeah.
Between the two of us, like we already know, we've already established it. She's 9 years old and has never slept at anybody's house. She'll be 20 years old and will have never slept at anybody's house. Like if you are going to live with me, you're not going to sleep anywhere. There's no sleepovers. There's none. That's eliminated. We already went ahead and took care of that. Yeah. Even dates, I'll follow you.
Well, we went
I'm a psychopath.
It's a sad world we live in now, though.
Yeah,
it is.
My buddy John Jordan was on here. Shout out John. He was on here, and he does like a PI thing, and like his job is to go around and follow people for.
It's like cheaters.
No, if you take out, I'm sure you probably do that. It probably actually is one on there.
That's just where my mind went. But no, that'd be so crazy.
For people who take like workman's comp claims out, the insurance companies actually call him and have him follow them around for like a week, and he takes photos and shit. It's so dope, dude. And he was on here talking about it, and I almost got into that. He offered me the job 3 days after I took on the canvassing one.
Loved it.
I would have dominated, but I took on this job. I mean, I'm thankful for it, but maybe in the future that'd be something cool, because it's
just dude.
They're sending him to Miami. He's got to go to Miami for 5 days to follow around a guy that's got a back claim out. He kind of like went into detail, but without mentioning names. But I guess this guy's got like some back thing or whatever, and they have suspicions that he's all good to go. Dude, they pay for his room and board. They pay for his flights. They pay for his food. They pay for everything. And he said, it sucks because you got to sit in the car for 10 to 12 hours. But he's like, bro, I got TVs and shit in there. He's like, I'm just chilling. He's like, I'll play video games or something sometimes. He's like, when they move, I move. Whatever, you got photos and all that stuff. But that shit's going on. It's wild. But don't think for a second that I won't hit him up when my daughter has a date. Like, 100%. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'll know everything.
See, with you guys you guys usually have movie nights in your home theater.
I wish I had a home theater. I wish I had a home theater.
Joke. But just you gotta hit her with the disappointed dad speech.
Oh, the one I gave Ivy?
You gotta say, you're really gonna go to a movie theater with another guy when I've been doing it for the last 10 years?
Oh, she knows too. Yeah, she knows too. Shit, I'm her. I call her my movie buddy, but we go all the time.
Yeah,
so,
that is my little movie partner, and I don't have a home theater at home.
Dude,
we had a movie night last night.
Every time you post a picture, there's no one in that movie.
That's what my brother says too. But it's the way the camera angle is. But we also go to a lot of throwbacks and kids movies, dude. Who the fuck was going to see Paw Patrol at 1 o'clock on Saturday?
Like 4 o'clock. We'll pick her up from school and go right away.
Yeah, we went and saw Shrek last time, like the first one. Everybody's seen that a million times. Like, there's only going to be a handful of people in there.
And that was me, because I had to go see Shrek in the theater.
And nobody was going to Harry Potter's. Like, when me and Ari were going and watching those when they were coming back, nobody was. I'm excited, though, for Sunday, because I already bought 5 tickets for Ninja Turtles, the original one, for 4 o'clock on Sunday.
Are you taking her?
No, she's not involved in that. What? Sorry. We saw Return of the Jedi. We saw Die Hard. Like, I'm sorry.
She doesn't care to see that.
I know. And she don't care about Ninja Turtles either.
Yeah.
And Ninja Turtles, that's my shit. Still gives me goosebumps watching that. That's my jam. He's going. I threw him in a text chat too. Yeah. I didn't even give him a chance.
Are you kidding?
Thanks for the invite.
There's still a seat next to us unpaid for if you want to.
You ain't gonna be seats unpaid for.
I haven't. No, dude.
So?
Yeah. No, I know so. So Wednesday's 4 o'clock, scratched off, sold out. Sold out.
That's kind of cool, though.
Wow.
too.
Yeah. I got pumped. I asked her. I scared Arya when they showed. So in the beginning of the throwbacks, when they show, they have this guy that talks about the movie that they're putting on. So he'll be like, "Oh, Shrek came out in this age, blah blah blah." Even though they lied too, they said they
in
casted
the
Shrek
theater,
for Mike Myers,
Yeah,
and
it's
we
Chris
all
Farley.
know what really was. They just didn't want to bring that dark
They
shit
did
into
like
the office.
80% of the script with it, didn't they?
Yeah, and they pretended he didn't even exist. Pissed me off.
Yeah, they kind of did him a disservice.
So they talk about that on there. They talk about how it was designed for Mike Myers. Shout out Mike Myers, by the way. We had a movie night last night. Watched Cat in the Hat. The movie's so cool. I don't care what
clearly
you guys
love Mike
say.
Myers.
I do love Mike Myers. Yeah, Wayne's World and everything. Hit us with the quote real quick.
Take me, Garth.
Where?
I'm low on gas and you need a jacket.
yes. So that's our quote.
When I lived with them, that's all they would do. By the way.
But
Watched a
right
lot
after
of
this,
movies.
Yeah.
yes,
There's
right
just
after this
quotes with each
preview,
other.
it goes into what's coming next, and he's like, "Won't you join us next week for our special feature, Ninja Turtles, the original?" And I lost it. I was like, "What?" like I just jumped, and Ari was scared and stuff.
In
And
the
Amanda's
theater,
like, "What are
he
you doing?"
scared the whole family behind
I don't give.
us.
I'm like, dude.
a
There's
good
some.
movie.
Yeah, there's some you see in there. You know how
The guy was like-
I memorized the speech for Shredder. That's just my shit.
That's one I never saw in the theater, so it's like
I don't think I did either.
I'm excited because that's a good one. That one
Yeah.
holds up.
I went
That's
to the
why I wanted
second
to
one
see
opening
Shrek.
weekend.
It was like the same thing.
Yeah,
You know?
I saw Shrek in the theaters though.
I think I might have
Ninja
too.
Turtles came out in the 90s.
I saw Ninja Turtles
early
2.
90s.
True.
I saw Ninja Turtles 2 in the theater. I did not see Ninja Turtles
didn't
1.
see that
I've
one
never
either.
seen that in a theater. I am so excited to see that in a movie theater, dude. I'm
gonna be
counting
fun.
it down. I cannot wait. It's such a good movie. The rooftop scene at the end and just the music and everything. Dude, it's so cool. So cool. That movie's just so dope. They were selling
very excited.
online too.
Kid in the candy
People
store.
were they were redoing that artwork when April O'Neil, she sketches him when he's sitting there at
Yeah.
the
Are you thinking
door
of the
Yeah.
Titanic?
and he's got his head down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And they're
no,
we're at the farmhouse.
Yeah, Leo's sitting there and he's super sad because Raph is inside
He's in the tub,
and
trying
he's
to recover.
he's
I've
knocked
maybe
out.
seen this once in my whole lifetime.
Well, we're gonna
I'm very
change
It's
that.
a good. It is
have
a
to change
good
that.
movie though. It's not even it panders to the Ninja Turtles aspect. It's just a well-made movie.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah,
just
I
a
have to
good
watch
movie.
it. I was afraid of the rat when I was a kid.
Splinter.
Nightmares.
Ah, the rat.
I would have to
I
turn
see
it
that,
off,
though.
and
He was a
I
little
didn't
dirty
watch it. I
in
was
the first
afraid.
movie.
He's cool though.
He is.
They had a fitted hat at 5950 that it sold out when I bought my Ninja Turtles one, which I'm glad I did. But it sold out for the Splinter one, but I wanted to get that one too. Splinter's so cool.
It's crazy that you say that. My sister actually has a phobia for rats, and she never watched Ratatouille. She couldn't. I swear to God.
I just watched that the other night,
Her name- Erica, my oldest sister.
I didn't
She
know you
could
had
not
another
watch
sister. Actually,
Bro.
Ratatouille.
I think Ratatouille is top 3 Disney movie ever.
Yeah, it's a good
That's how
one.
much I like
It's
that.
a good
Yeah.
movie. She just
Moana's
couldn't
number
watch
1.
it.
I'm sorry, Lion
I mean,
King
I get
fans.
it.
I'm
If she
sorry.
doesn't like rats, you're not going to like
she was-
Ratatouille.
Growing up, she was terrified of rats.
Yeah,
Terrified.
kind of gross.
Even Jim's
get it.
Ratatouille.
Yeah,
She can't watch
she
that.
can't watch it.
Jim's commercial's so good.
That's what a phobia is.
I love Ratatouille. That's my jam.
That's a good one.
Yeah, dude, it's awesome. And if you watch the ones that you can watch by yourself, that's how you know it's a good Disney movie. I don't need my daughter to pop on heavyweights. I've watched Ratatouille by
Heavyweights.
myself.
You're just lucky your daughter pops on heavyweights. That's a
She likes it now.
that's a classic.
It took
I'd be like,
it took a
oh,
while
cool.
to get her into it, dude. Ari is so fucking stubborn when it comes to new movies or doing anything. And what makes me more mad is that you have to beg her and beg her and beg her, and then eventually you get her to commit to it. And then you got to watch the damn movie 8 times.
Remember Parent Trap?
It's a good. Yeah, now it's a good movie. Yeah,
We
now
had to convince her to watch The Parent Trap. She was like, "Turn this crap off. I'm not watching
Their
this."
attention spans are too short.
Yeah, and then now she requests to watch it.
yeah, it's really fun.
And has a million questions. She's like, "Wait, is that the same person?" And I'm like, "Well, in real life, yeah, but in the movie, no. They're twins."
It's awesome.
So hey, Elijah, do you want to maybe tell everyone what our next podcast might be?
No, we're not going to discuss that.
I wanted to talk about it a little
we're not
bit.
discussing that. So I've already alluded to that. This year, there is going to be a lot of moving around for the podcast. There's going to be a lot of different backgrounds, I guess you would say, because people are not watching us on YouTube. like they should be on our YouTube channel.
Okay.
Roof Trollz YouTube. They're not following us and they're not watching it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to still do our podcast. You could still listen, our faithful listeners, all 4 of you. You could still listen to our podcast. However, we're going to be doing things now on the podcast, a lot of them moving forward. So it's going to suck to just listen to it. So like one of our buddies, Derek, shout out to him. He opened up a facility. It's a virtual golf facility. But he opened it to help people actually become professional. So you have to be a semi-pro or like some type of pro low level to even play in there. It's extremely private. It's a expensive place to do this stuff at, and it's because he's trying to get his. I believe he might have already obtained his professional card. He's trying to get it, but he works with people and coaches them to be professional golfers. He's agreed to let us showcase him opening that facility, and his story's awesome. He's done some really cool shit anyway. Used to work with Malarkey, used to cage fight, and now he's got this venture, and I just think he's a really cool dude. So we're gonna go there to his facility. We're gonna play 9 holes, maybe 18. And we're gonna mic up and we're gonna put on my Charles Barkley swing, which is god awful. And it's gonna be awesome. I suck at golf, and I'm gonna do the holes with him. We have another person that Kevin's hooking us up with, is a restaurant owner. We're gonna go in there. We're gonna smash some food. We're gonna give a shout out to them and do it. We're traveling to Indianapolis here in a few weeks. We're going to go down to a couple companies. We have one company, this guy Nate that I met at IRE. Sorry, Nate, I don't remember the name of your company off the top of my head. He wrote a children's book, and it's so cool. So he wrote a book based off the three little bears with the porridge and all that shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Goldilocks?
There you go, Goldilocks and the 3 bears. So Goldilocks has a leak in her cottage. And she's looking for a contractor, and she has 3 contractors to choose from. The good, better, best solution. So he wrote this book, a little children's book, and he goes around and he gives this to the kids, the families that he's working with, and he promotes it. And it's just a badass marketing idea. Yeah, really it's so cool, and I can't do anything with it now because Nate came up with it. Kudos to Nate. But we're gonna go to his building. And we're going to interview him and discuss that book, so it's going to be cool. And then my boys, JJ and TJ, for Beard Exteriors down there doing big things. Shout out to those guys. I can't wait to get down there. They keep hyping up this shrimp from this steakhouse that's like big in Indy, but I guess they got some like huge ass like tiger shrimp, and it's going to be fire. And me and Revens and Will and everybody are going to indulge in that. And then we have a pipe dream for right now, but we're going to try to get the best damn roofer. He lives in Canada, but he's 15 minutes outside of Buffalo, New York. New York's on my bucket list. I'd like to interview him. I think he's probably one of the best personalities that we can get with in there. So we're going to try to move around a little bit. There's been some shuffling around about a hot tub episode that might happen. And I'm really excited about that. We recently were enticed, believe it or not, for a Colorado snowboarding thing, of which somebody offered to pay for us to go snowboarding and do it in a cottage. So there's a possibility. Well, it's like a resort, but somebody has a plug into a resort, and we were recently invited to that. So maybe that in the future. But there's a lot of cool things that we have some guests that want us to come to Texas. That have offered to fly, that have offered to pay for the flights. So that's kind of cool too. And then, like I said, we're just trying to open this up now in Northwest Indiana. So we're going to be moving around, trying to shed light on other people's stuff, ventures that they have going on, and doing anything we can to collab with it. So Roof Trollz is going to be fucking busy. Yeah.
That's awesome. So I just wanted to kind of, from the first location that you had talked about, the golf course. So fun fact.
Not a golf course, dude. It's a virtual facility.
Yeah.
Like catered to professional golfers.
That's awesome. So our public adjuster manager, his name's Scott Hall. He actually used to, he was a professional golf player.
So was Lonnie. Cool. You remember him?
Yeah.
At the other company we worked at.
Yeah.
That shit company. So Lonnie was he was a golfer there too. Oh, they were fucking terrible. I don't have to mention by name. Worst company ever.
Dude, Scott Hall did it for years. He was on the tour for years. So
that's awesome.
Oh yeah, that is great.
Yeah. So that
we're gonna have him talk about it on the next.
So noted. Never golf with Scott.
Yeah.
Got
never golf with Scott.
Got it. I heard that shout out to Brian from Ico. I heard my man Brian is a scratch golfer as well. Yeah. Angelo said that he went with him and he was like blown away by how good he was. Like it was like not even fun. Angelo golfs a little bit. At least
he lives on a golf course.
Yeah. I don't mean he's good. He's been doing this for 7 years. He's shit. You ever seen him at the door?
Oh my God.
No, Angelo has his niche. We talk about this all the time. Angelo has his niche. If I'm trying to close somebody on a retail job, or I'm having a little bit of a struggle with a customer, or even the insurance company, or whoever, Angelo is that guy. He can fix a lot of things. He's, that's Mr. Smooth Talker. So like, I'll send him in on there. But if I'm looking for a contract and we're hitting doors, I'm sorry, but Angelo's the last motherfucker I'm sending to that door. Actually, you know what? Cortes is the last one I'm sending to the door, then Angelo. Cortes, you are the worst salesman I have ever met in my entire life.
Public adjuster.
Yeah, no, where you're at right now is great, dude. It's great, but you're never going to see me filing taxes and doing accounting. Like, let's stick to our lanes. You're great in the back end. You suck at the door. Angelo's great with customer smoothing them over. He sucks at the door.
I've actually
look at his face over there.
I don't want to bad him out because he's actually in here.
He always disagrees with me on this, but hey, man, I calls him as a Caesar.
I will always remember the time that Angelo, we were actually at a lady's house, and he's a really
installed the toilet and didn't get a sign.
He's a really nice guy.
Or the time where he broke the ice off their gutters and didn't get a sign. Or the time where he did, what's that? Where he helped somebody on the side of the road and didn't get a sign. Which time are we talking about?
Didn't sign was the ice lady.
It was
the toilet lady didn't sign. She did, but you had to install a toilet to get there. No, you chose to install
he replaced it. He replaced it. He also offered to do the tile work too, by the way.
Oh my gosh. I just remember when he was banging the ice off the gutters. Like he was out there helping her like clear the ice off the gutters. And it was an aluminum house and stuff in Michigan. Still there. Yellow house. Still there on the corner of Hoyt Street. And we were like, dude, what are you doing? Like, are you going to sign that? And he's like, yeah, I'm working on it. Dude, he ended up chipping away all this by hand, all this ice out of this lady's gutters, freezing cold outside. Didn't sign.
I'd be so mad.
His always go-to, it was, hey, if you don't decide to go with me today,
oh my God,
I just hope that you choose a company that
you're botching it.
Go ahead.
Even if you don't choose to go with me, just make sure you please use a public adjuster or some other contractor that has the right credentials. I just want to make sure you're taken care of. In his mind, he believes the customer, oh, that's very sweet of you. I'll choose you. Like, no, I'm not bringing anybody else into this. Like, yeah, there's some I'll vouch for, but let you tell me no first, then I'll go that route. Yeah, but like if you're in the decision-making process, no.
It worked.
Sometimes it did. I believe he got fired from that job. So it had nothing to do with that. Angelo's only been fired 2 times. He got fired from this. That was the first time he'd been fired in a long time. Then one time he tried to fucking give away drinks as a bartender, and they fired his ass. And he thought he was cool as fuck too. He thought that he could just slide some drinks over. And normally you can as a bartender, you know that when someone's paying, your patrons are buying the beer and stuff like that, you can slide a drink over every once in a while. He tried to slide 4 over on like a $20 tab. He axed his ass out. So
all right, let's not turn this into an Angelo Rose because he's a great guy. Overall.
He's getting on a podcast after this, and it might just be me and him.
I love him. He's my boy.
The last time we did it, we just flamed each other the whole time. I don't even think we talked about anything. Yeah, 100%. Mm-hmm. But you saw the outfit he wore, so he's in for it too. Unless he has a pool stick with him, he's getting roasted.
I have not seen that vest since last year.
Oh, that vest is, dude. That vest is in the same spot your turtleneck is. Gone. One time, Mike Cortes wore a turtleneck. Real quick before we leave. One time he wore a turtleneck to the shit company we worked at. Really shit company. Really god awful company. He wore a turtleneck, and it was a black turtleneck. Bro, me and Matt Lyon cooked him in this room for 6 straight hours.
Mind you, this office was a very professional setting.
It was a professional setting. It was a shit company. Very professional setting.
I came out, I had a turtleneck, black slacks, some nice shoes, and these guys just came at me full force.
Yeah, he came out like an art teacher for a high school. Like he was wearing, I don't know what it was, but a turtleneck, and we just gave it to him. I to this day, guys, 3 years, he keeps telling us he has it. And we've never seen it. Not a picture, not a story, not a clip, nothing. You know what happened? He got in that car. He called his wife. He got mad at her. He said, "Why'd you say this looks nice on me? You know it didn't look nice on me." And then he tossed that bitch out the window on his ride home. I like to think he didn't have a shirt on underneath it, and he drove shirtless home. That's the way I envisioned it. That's what happened.
Crying.
But that thing either went in a bonfire to Goodwill or he tossed it out the window. That's where that went. I tell produce it. If you didn't throw it away, produce it. Show us it.
I'll bring it on the next podcast.
Put it. I swear you won't. You don't have the you know what to get on this podcast with that on. I'll have my marketing team zoom in on that thing
the whole time.
When we do the podcast, you're like, "Hey, dude, I think there's a problem with it." I'm like, "No, there's no problem. The whole podcast will be just that turtleneck. That's it. They'll hear us, but it will never leave that turtleneck. It will only. I'll tell Will, like, I need you to focus on that turtleneck. I want to see the ripples. I want to see, like, focus on that turtleneck, and that's all it will be. And the caption, the thumbnail will be this turtleneck, and it'll just be dude. You won't wear that on here.
That's why you have to have that green screen so you could be like, "Hey, Will, pan to the picture of the turtleneck."
Dan Walrack, he Winnie Poohed in an ad at someone's house. I forgot who it was, but he did like dude. He went there with like his boxers and his t-shirt, like
Took
boxer
me a
briefs.
second to think. Oh.
Yeah, and his wife Tiffany Walrack. Shout out to both of them; they're awesome. But she was like, "It's just not a good look," and we were talking about it. I'm like, "We're gonna get him on here to Winnie Pooh a podcast." I'm like, "I'll do it with you, bro. It'll be so cool." But like, that's something maybe in the future. I don't know. Who knows, dude? Like, it's
awesome.
It's gonna be fun. I know that it's gonna continue to have fun. I know that. And we have a lot of fun when we have good guests, and I'm really proud of all you guys. Like, obviously, me and Amanda, we have conversations a lot about how proud we are when we're not yelling at each other for something around the house. We have good conversations about that. You know, when I'm not a lazy fuck who didn't take out the trash. But I'm just kidding.
No, but you did take it out this morning. I didn't even ask.
I
so
did,
good
and
job
then you
on
got
that.
me an iced coffee, and I didn't ask. So good job on that.
There you go.
Oh man,
We aren't yelling at each other as much as you think.
So once the
the baby.
I knew you
Might
were
be
gonna
tonight.
ask.
We're having
Stop
fun.
and
it.
the wedding.
Stop.
And the wedding.
Pause.
That's how it happens.
The wedding. No, let's get out there with that real quick. We've been engaged for 8 years. We should. I'm not going to make her uncomfortable.
gotta
But
mess with the good
the wedding is happening. We will get married. We recently have. I think she's starting to come around the fact that I'm not going to stop asking. And so everybody knows I guess I would be the typical woman in this situation. I want the big extravagant wedding. She doesn't.
And I don't want to spend money on a wedding.
Yeah, she doesn't. So
At
I
least
think
not traditional
I think we're going to
wedding.
compromise. Is
So
we're
expensive.
gonna go big on the reception, but we're gonna go very small on the wedding. And when I say big on the reception, not like a hall or anything. We're gonna figure out a way that works.
I also don't
That's
drink,
our
so
vibe.
it's very difficult
Yeah, she
for
doesn't
me
drink
to
at all,
want to
and I
pay
drink
for
for two.
alcohol and
So we'll go on there and we're gonna do something that works in our vibe. For us, but everybody will be invited to that. But it is going to happen. We are going to get married. So Mr. Vavrek, Al Vavrek.
shout out Dad.
Yeah, shout out to Al. Al's Home Improvement if you guys need anything done. So he's a great guy, but he always busts my balls and asks when we're getting married. Everybody does. So that is going to happen, yes. As for the kid, who knows? I'm not even going to go down that road.
Don't get too ahead of yourself.
Yeah, definitely don't. But
I convinced my wife too.
yeah, so funny. But either way, though, guys, it's been fun, man, having you guys on the podcast. We love it. Josh, loved having you on here. That fucking beard is fierce. Love that big red beard. It's awesome. Power move. Mike, super proud of you, even though you dressed like you were going to a banquet today. And then Amanda, love you. Love the down hair. Big fan. You're just missing the sunglasses on your head, and it would have been.
Hey, I had them. I had to take them off because of your.
Yeah, I would have been speechless.
You know
I don't
I was
even know
going
if
to
I'd
have
have been
them
able
on
to
my
talk.
head, as always.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'd have been able to talk. For some reason,
thank God
the
these are
accessory,
here
dude, the
instead,
sunglasses on her
huh?
head is just so hot. But anyway, yeah, it's been real, been fun, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
Later.